The government says it is extremely concerned over Petronas' current issues in Sudan, with the Foreign Affairs Ministry saying that it has been working closely with the national oil firm, including through Malaysia's embassy in Khartoum, to resolve the matter. In a statement, the ministry said it has to date exerted multiple diplomatic efforts to address the issue, including summoning the Sudanese Charge d'Affaires for the second time to Wisma Putra this morning to convey its concern. Petronas claims that its joint venture company in Sudan, Petronas Operating Company, is pursuing legal recourse to cancel a wrongful warrant of arrest issued against its former officers relating to trade union claims made against PDOC. In a statement, Petronas said PDOC's external counsel or lawyer is in the process of cancelling the warrant of arrest. The national oil firm says the matter is unrelated to the ongoing legal proceedings to reclaim its rights over the land and the Petronas complex in Khartoum. For that particular matter, Petronas has already filed for a request for arbitration at the International Centre for Settlement of Investment Disputes. Petronas adds that as legal processes have commenced, it is unable to provide further information on both matters. Petronas' statement had been in response to news reports claiming that Sudan's transitional government had issued an arrest warrant against the country manager of Petronas. This comes as tension builds between Malaysia and Sudan, with the African nation alleging that Petronas' assets were acquired through illegal means during the rule of ousted leader Umar al-Bashir. The Foreign Ministry urges the Sudanese government to honour the bilateral investment promotion and protection treaty in force between the two countries. Additionally, as the complex also houses the Malaysian embassy, the Sudanese side is also urged to observe the sanctity of diplomatic premises. Umno President Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi allegedly misappropriated more than 13.1 million of family-run charitable foundation Yayasan Akalbudi for credit card payments, motor insurance policies and road tax, and various others. Lead prosecutor Datuk Raja Rosela Rajatoran says a total of 50 cheques were issued between 2014 and 2016 from YAB's account, where 43 of those cheques were used for the payment of credit cards. Zahid held several credit cards and one charge card, two of which were issued to his wife. Zahid also bought and paid several motor insurance policies and road tax for 20 vehicles, where none of the vehicles belonged to YAB, according to Raja Rosela. Zahid also gave two cheques totaling 360,000 to TSCR, a firm offering training and motivational courses. Raja Rosela says in reality, TSCR was the political arm of the Barisan National Coalition, established specifically to assist the then ruling government on matters relating to registration of voters in certain areas. Additionally, the PDRM Football Club also received a cheque of 1.3 million courtesy of Zahid, and another 10 million cheque was given to Armada Holdings as a loan. Raja Rosela contended that these were gross acts of misappropriation, as the monies were to be used for the eradication of poverty and not for Zahid's personal use. The Umno president faces 12 criminal breach of trust charges, 8 for corruption and 27 for money laundering, involving tens of millions of ringgit belonging to YAB. Maxis has acquired Maxis Asia, a specialist in managed network and security services, for a total cash consideration of 157.5 million ringgit. This represents Maxis' largest acquisition to date. Maxis Asia is the main operating subsidiary of Maxis International, which is listed on Bursa Lead Market. According to Maxis, the proposed acquisition will enable the telco to enhance and expand its managed network portfolio with end-to-end field delivery and support. This will allow Maxis to boost its current wide area network offering and introduce new capabilities to its LAN portfolio. Maxis Asia's suite of security solutions will also allow Maxis to further expand its security architecture with network, cloud and endpoint offerings. Maxis CEO Govt says this latest acquisition reinforces the telco's position as the leading converged solutions provider. Maxis Asia's EC and CEO Chu Son says it is pleased to be integrating with Maxis to empower more Malaysian businesses to leverage industry-leading technologies and help them accelerate their digital aspirations. The acquisition is expected to be complete by the first quarter of 2022, subject to approval from Maxis Asia shareholders. Malakoff Corp and Gas Malaysia, both members of the MMC Group, have announced a joint venture to undertake operations and maintenance services for cogeneration plants in Malaysia. Cogeneration is the simultaneous production of two or more forms of energy from a single fuel source. Gas Malaysia Cogen will be 51% owned by Malakoff, with Gas Malaysia holding the rest. Malakoff MD and CEO Anwar Sharin Abdul Ajib is optimistic that the JV will accelerate the company's growth in the cogen business. Gas Malaysia CEO Ahmad Hashimi Abdul Manap says strategic alliances have become an increasingly vital element for the company's long-term growth strategy. Former CIMB Group Holdings CFO Shahnaz Farooq Jamal Ahmad has joined Time.com as its CFO. His appointment is effective today. Shahnaz has over 20 years of banking experience covering mergers and acquisitions, risk advisory, trading, risk management, corporate and investment banking, among others. Shahnaz was most recently the CIMB Group's wholesale banking CEO, and prior to this, he was the group's CFO. Prior to that, he served in various capacities in CIMB in group finance, group risk management, corporate client solutions, and PT Bank CIMB Niaga. Shahnaz is also a non-independent, non-executive director of Touch 'n Go and TNG Digital.